There's something incredibly satisfying about removing paint from old furniture, watching decades of neglect slowly give way to grain, character, and stories that were never meant to stay hidden. Over the last year, I've worked on some of my most memorable paint removal restorations, each one teaching me something new about patience, restraint, and knowing when to push forward and when to let a piece speak for itself. Today I'm sharing some of my favorites. Each episode is listed specifically, and the full narrated versions are still available on the channel. For this video, I'll give a brief summary for each project, but mostly let the work speak for itself. My name is Barry, and it's good to be with you again. The first is episode 121, a pink painted dresser I picked up for just $20 from a local thrift store. I didn't know at the time, but this would be the first of many pink painted dressers I would find throughout the year, and it would end up being my most viewed video of 2025. This project was straightforward: remove the paint, sand the entire dresser, and refinish it in a way that would be close to the original. Episode 130 was another painted dresser purchased for just $10 at a yard sale, and it's hands down one of my favorites of the year. It's very similar to the restoration you just saw, but you'll soon discover the wide variety of restorations in this video. Something for everyone, I suppose. If you follow the story in the full video, you'll understand why I still have this one. Once the paint was removed, I discovered not only that this was a late 1800s dresser that was handmade, but it was made using American chestnut, a rare species by today's standards. Episode 123 was a Spinet desk I purchased for $50 from the local Habitat store. With this one, there were several incredible discoveries inside the desk that helped piece together the local story of this old piece. It's another one I have chosen to keep for the right forever home. And once again, the reasons for that decision are well documented in the full video about second chances. Humbly speaking, but with full transparency, with nearly 500,000 views, this was one of my most watched videos of 2025. Episode 136 was a pink-painted Art Deco waterfall dresser found in the thrift store for $12. It's common around here to find these bright painted dressers, either in the thrift store or on Facebook Marketplace. They were often used in nurseries for a short time, then donated. In fact, I believe at the moment I already have about 15 painted furniture pieces waiting to be restored for 2026. I've worked on Art Deco pieces before this one, but I believe this was the one that really made me start appreciating the streamlined Art Deco style. With episode 131, I'm switching to something a bit more industrial, a massive library card catalog I purchased for $400. It was once used as a military piece to store medical equipment, and with all the individual drawers, this one took a long time to complete, but it is a forever piece, and you've likely seen it in the back of my workshop many times since. Under all that gray paint was the most beautiful quarter-sawn white oak. Episode 140 was a green painted Art Deco dresser I purchased for $100. A true barn find if you follow the story. With significant veneer damage and automotive grease all throughout, this one was almost beyond saving. But I learned a lot from this restoration, and this old dresser is now used in my workshop to store all my sanding supplies. Winter is officially here, and if you live anywhere that gets real snow, like we do up here in Wisconsin, you already know that your vehicle takes a lot of abuse this time of year. Between the slush, the road salt, and the snow that collects on your shoes or boots, it all ends up on the floor of your vehicle. And this year I'm grateful to have these floor mats from Lasfit. Lasfit mats are custom molded for your exact make and model, so they sit perfectly in place. No sliding, no curling, and no gaps. But here's the part I appreciate the most, especially in winter: the raised edge channel system. Every bit of melted snow, salt water, and grime stays contained inside the mat instead of soaking into your carpet. For me, hauling furniture, tools, and the dogs around, my truck gets dirty fast, and I want to do everything possible to avoid destroying the interior. I can just put these mats out, spray them down, and have them looking brand new in seconds, and that's worth every penny. Lasfit uses a durable, flexible TPE material that doesn't stiffen or crack in freezing temperatures. And trust me, when it's 10 degrees out and your boots are soaked, that does matter. So if you're tired of fighting melted slush and road salt every time you get in your vehicle, check out Lasfit. You can use my code MCM20 for 20% off your order. They've kept my truck clean through every season, and I think you'll appreciate them just as much as I do. By choosing Lasfit, you're choosing to support me, so thank you. And thanks to Lasfit for supporting the channel and for making the winter months just a little easier. Episode 137 was an old watchmaker's bench I purchased for $275. It's obviously not a painted piece, but was one of my favorite restorations of the year. It's another piece with a rich history, and of course, another forever piece. There were many broken parts that really challenged me with this project, but I learned a lot about patience in the process. Episode number 78 was a multicolored antique dresser that I purchased from Facebook Marketplace for around $45. It's a project that I actually completed several years ago. Truth be told, I didn't like the before and I didn't like the after, but it's one of my favorite stories I've ever shared on the channel, And surprisingly, it's one of the most viewed videos on my channel with nearly 800,000 views. Those numbers are completely out of my control, but I'm blessed when that happens. Your views are what enable me to continue doing what I love, so a heartfelt thank you. Episode 152 was a painted side table purchased for $15. This one surprised me. I wasn't sure it would make for an interesting restoration, but your views proved otherwise. I liked the end result so much that I decided to keep this piece, and I've been using it in my home ever since. It goes to show that people truly appreciate the raw character of such a simple table like this. One of the last projects of the year turned out to be one of my favorites. Episode 154, an antique dental cabinet I purchased for $350. Not only did I discover its rich history throughout the restoration, but it taught me some of the hardest lessons of the year. I've been using this old cabinet every day in my workshop since, and what truly made me smile is all the unexpected blessings in my life following this difficult restoration. I hope that my videos have in some way been an encouragement to you this year. Besides your faithful support, if there's one thing I can say I'm truly grateful for through all of this, it's the opportunity to share my stories, my work, and my faith. My name is Barry, and thank you for all your love and support. Goodbye for now.